Hey, I'm Lance Moyer. I'm the Executive Pastor of Worship here at Christ Church.
Hi, my name is Seth Prater. I'm the Facility Supervisor and Worship Leader here at Christ Church.
Hi, I am Rachel Haas, and I'm the Audio and Lighting Coordinator for Christ Church.
Welcome to Spire Sessions. Welcome to episode 4. Today we have with us special guest Chris Wright, who is the Serve Director of Christ Church, and we are super excited for that. But Rachel is also here, hiding in the corner behind the soundboard, so I guess you can see her. I don't know how that works. She does.
She's got a little blip.
Yeah, so today we're going to pick Chris's brain a little bit about Serve and how things have changed a little bit. And then we're also going to dive into an original song called Gold that is a song about serving. And so, Chris, Serve Director, Christ Church.
That's right.
Tell us where did your heart for serve? Because I know you kind of live and breathe it. Where did your heart for serve come in?
Well, it's kind of a long story, but the elevator speech of it is, started off in ministry really thinking that, with an understanding that ministry was always going to be like me behind a pulpit or something like really stuffy, being in a suit and a tie. And I think anyone who really knows me knows that that's probably not the most comfortable space for me.
Mr. Flannel.
Mr. Flannel here, always not wearing a suit and tie wearing a suit and tie is probably not where I'm going to be most comfortable. But I recognized pretty early on, I was working in ministry for a little while. It wasn't a full-time gig because most ministry, we're fortunate here, most ministry isn't full-time. I was working in a nonprofit, so I have a background in nonprofit and ministry before I came to Christ Church. And I realized that working with people, building relationships, and just really asking the hard questions and trying to answer, even though the answers to the questions aren't always easy. That's where my heart was. That's where I really felt the most passion. That's where I felt God was like working through me, and where God was really like shaping who I was in those instances. And that's the short of it. There's a lot of examples and there's a lot of instances that really molded that. But that's really led me to where I'm at today, to know that God is in the stories. God is in every person. We are all made in God's image. And to just leave people in the dark is not what I'm able to do.
Right, and the gratification of getting to be able to serve for people is just heartwarming. And
I really find my gratification that is really just knowing that we serve a God who is all loving and all embracing. And so in the fact that my gratification comes from being able to be part of that. And I hope that to say that with some humility, but that's really where it comes from for me. I'm, as many people probably know, I'm not the best person of promoting and getting everything out there like it really needs to be. But I really am grateful to the fact that I get to be part of this with this group of people, with all you all as colleagues and the rest of our Christ Church staff. That's the reward for me. And I think that's the reward for a lot of us, if I'm being entirely honest.
Well, I one thing that's always kind of compelled me is you can tell that that's your heart. When I see you like in the pockets that need help, that's when you kind of come alive. Like that is your zone, and it's just tangible to see you out there on,
And he's coordinating efforts. You watch him bringing and giving in. He's coordinating these people coming in and pulling stuff out. So.
And treating everybody with that high level of respect that everybody deserves.
Well, I appreciate that, gentlemen. I will say there, I recognize in myself there are some things that gifts come with ebb and flow. I believe that. God gives us gifts, but the gifts are responsibility, right, Spider-Man? With great responsibility.
With great responsibility.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Yes, thank you, Rachel. There it is.
Nerd life.
I lost my Marvel catalog that was happening in my head there, but I think God gives us gifts, and that's a responsibility.
Yeah.
And I think some of my gifts are, being physical and being the hands and feet. But I get lost in that sometimes, and so I really believe that the responsibility portion of that is to manage it. I also think that God is I just want to own it. I don't want to glorify it, in a worldly way, but I want to own it. I think God also has given me some gifts of relationships so that I'm able to funnel certain relationships and connect certain relationships with different organizations. And so that forces me to go to that, from that, trench kind of level to, man, I really need to keep myself, maybe not at the 30,000 foot view, that 30,000 foot view, that Skyliner view, that's Brian. I don't want to be Brian. You know what I mean? I don't want to get to that point. Yeah. I think that like 5 to 10,000 foot view where I need to keep myself up, and I need to keep myself completely aware of what's going on, and still be able to reach down and be in that that moment and keep my hands dirty, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome.
Well, my next question for you would be, you spoke about organizations. We talked about it today. We serve 5 different schools. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so this COVID crisis that we're in currently, I mean, it's changed the game for all of us. Yeah. We're a church, and like everyone out there, everyone on the staff knows we're a generous church, and we don't just give with our money. We don't just give with our resources. We give with our time and our talents and our efforts. I mean, it's incredible to see what this church does. It's one of the very first things that my family recognized, and it's one of the reasons we landed here even before I took the role that I'm in today. The change has been, since we don't have the volunteer hours, we're not doing the food distribution inside the church with the massive volunteers. It's reduced down drastically. We are now opened up the channels. With Xenia, Beaver Creek, Centerville, Springboro, and Kettering now. So we have 5 school systems that we're working with. We're helping to supply both financial giving as well as the food that they need to help with their student populations. Because those are going to continue to be needs. Yeah. The needs are bigger than most people recognize because they just aren't in the thick of those needs. Yeah. So when we ask the question, what is it that you need? What is it that you see your greatest need is? Food is it. Yeah. Food is it right now, and it's for that student population. It's exciting. God has really done a lot of good work in this. I mean, I see God working. I don't believe for a moment that God created this coronavirus. Right. But I believe God is working through this. God can work through it. God is working through this example or these instances. Yeah.
So we've been doing the Feed 5,000 campaign, and that's something we do annually, and it launches around Easter now, and it's usually a limited time. How has that changed?
We are still collecting food. We're going to because of the relationship and asking the questions of what do you need with our community. We know that food is the biggest need right now, right? We want to be able to provide that. So we're going to continue to collect food every Thursday from 2 to 4. And I don't have an end date right now. We're just going to do it until
at Kettering campus, right?
At Kettering campus, thank you. At Kettering campus, the 3440 at the main door. Myself, Steve, and Sam, and Jim Burlon. Don't forget Jim Burlon, man. That dude is awesome.
Otherwise known as Mr. Kettering,
Mr. Kettering. Fantastic guy. We're also taking, financial donations for those who just aren't doing the shopping, and which we respect and we want to honor. And in fact, we want to encourage for a large portion of our population. If you have the ability and you want to give, where you can give at our website at christumc.org with the drop-down box Feed 5,000, or you can send the check in to the Kettering campus here and just memo Feed 5,000. But we've been able to financially give to all 5 of those organizations, and still maintain the original commitments that we've had with the Wesley Center, with St. Paul.
That's amazing.
And so on. So we're not skimping out. We're not shorting anyone on the contributions that we would get. In fact, we've increased across the board based on the generosity of this church.
That's awesome.
Well, now the school systems is probably worth mentioning they're feeding more people, right? Because things have changed for them. I mean, the students are at home, and so has the food increased big time?
Yeah. I don't want to speak too intimately for them because they have the numbers. They know. I mean, I know what they've shared with me, but without having the fact sheet in front of me, I do know what has been shared with me from each one of these organizations is that, their need is great. And they don't see it dropping off right now. So we just want to continue to be there for them. And when I say the schools, we're not working necessarily with the schools directly. These are like the Kettering Backpack Program, which is the 501c3. So they're the programs that are really jumping in, and for that student population that has the need for after school food or just an additional amount of nutrition. They're stepping in during that time.
I remember we were down in the serve room, and I came down to see you. I didn't know who was at the end of the hallway, and we were moving food out, and I'm like, "What is this whole wall of food?" And you were like, "This is all grade 12."
You
were just showing me that. I thought that was interesting.
So that's another component that this is all shifted in. We're housing a couple of different. We're housing Kettering Backpack Program specifically in a different capacity than we ever have. We've got 2 different legs of their program in our building, and we've taken up more of our space, which
there's food in the choir room,
which is cool. I mean, it's so
yeah.
cool. I mean, that choir room has never been used for storing food, and we've got it, and it's getting used, and it's getting used every single day for the most part. We've got people in here packing, and we're unloading new product. And we're getting it ready for these students. And I say we, but it's them. I mean, that organization is on the ball.
Yeah.
And they are really doing amazing things. And we're lucky to have such a close relationship with all of these people.
But we certainly appreciate you stopping by to talk with
No, I
us.
appreciate you guys having me. This is an exciting time. For anyone watching and for anyone thinking that this is a hard time, it's absolutely the truth. This is hard. It's not easy. It's harder for some people than it is for others, and we need to be prepared to understand that and recognize it. But God is in it. God's not leaving us. He's not lost us, and He's in the details. And I guarantee that if we continue to seek God's face, embody the model that Jesus Christ has given us, in loving our neighbors, treating others the way that we know that we want to be, held and treated. We're going to get through this. It's not going to be tomorrow. Let me promise you that, right? It's not going to be tomorrow. But we're going to get through this. And, we have a real potential to be stronger on the backside of it.
And feed some people along the way.
Oh, man, we're feeding lots of people. It's really cool to be a part of.
Yeah.
So if you wouldn't mind, can you tell us again where to go to Feed 5000?
Yeah, so Feed 5000, we're doing our food pickup every Thursday right now for the foreseeable future. We'll give information if that changes. Every Thursday, 2 to 4 here at the Kettering campus, right at the front, and that's where the main overhang is. If you want to give financially, you can go to our website, christumc.org, and just hit the drop-down box and hit Feed 5000, and everything will go for that. Or you can just send a check-in with the memo line, Feed 5000. Appreciate all the help. Everyone's been fantastic, very generous.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you all.
With gold being on the list here, it's about serving.
It is.
So what I find interesting is how you wrote it, because you wrote this with a ukulele.
Long story short, I just got the ukulele, and so I was just kind of plinking around with it at my house. Mostly just too lazy to go get my guitar, but I was learning the chords and things. And the hook kind of came, the chord progression, and I was just goofing around, and I thought, hey, I'm just going to do this. So I just put pencil to paper and wrote a song on the ukulele. In fact, it was first played live on a ukulele at the Swift's house, Dan and Kim Swift's house, sitting in their yard. It was a party, a bonfire, and I brought my uke and was sitting around the fire with some folks. I debuted Gold on the ukulele around the campfire.
That's crazy.
That would have been fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
How long ago was this?
Well, let's see. The song was written in 2013, so it was somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Had to be somewhere that summer, probably.
Man, you're just like whipping these out. On the Rock was like 2012. This one's 2013.
Yeah, I think what I'm seeing, though, is they're all old. I need something new.
You need some new material.
I haven't written a song in a long time.
We can do this. We can write that song.
I've got a pilot. We should. Hold us to it. We should collaborate on one and do one. I've got a bunch of nuggets. We always call them. We put them in the greenhouse or, and see what happens. Maybe some new stuff to be coming. Yeah.
That would be cool.
But Gold, 2013, wrote it on a uke, and then transitioned it to a guitar, of course. Yeah.
So quick reference here. In chorus 1, you put, "O Lord, I swear my intentions are pure. Though my deeds are yet to unfold, oh, tomorrow I'll help for sure. But today I'll hold on to my gold." How did you put that together? What was that intention?
The overall thought of the song is that we have these really good intentions, right? And we want to help and we want to do, but we get so busy that I think we just miss opportunities to serve people. And I'm speaking for myself. This comes straight from experiences I've had, where somebody needs, from the first verse, somebody needs, a couple of bucks, and you might have 20 in your pocket, and you don't want to give 20. You want to give, so you don't give anything, And how many opportunities have we missed to help somebody because we're too busy or whatever? And I don't believe that makes us bad people. Mm-hmm. I believe we're well-intentioned and we just kind of get busy with everything. And so it's kind of a cry out to God. I have good intentions, Lord, but I fail you all the time. And help me, help. That goes into chorus 2. But, I'm saying I'm going to help tomorrow. I promise you, I'm busy today. I'm going to help tomorrow. But today I'm just going to hold on,
Right.
And so it's about letting go of our own internal...
Right. Help me to serve. Mm-hmm. Lord. Help me to get rid of the things that I have.
Yeah, that create the line in chorus 2, help me to create actions from my intentions. We have good intentions. Mm-hmm. Now we just need to put them to action. We got to do it. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. That's what Chris is talking about now. Like all these serve opportunities we've got going on, there's always room for somebody. If you don't think, well, they're out doing it, there's no room for me. Mm-hmm. There's always room for someone else. There's always opportunities going on around here. We'll link down in the bottom wherever you can reach out to Chris. Where you want to help, we will find a way for you to help. Mm-hmm. There are ways that we can reach out and help through this pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it's a beautiful song. I can't wait to unpack it and play it.
So last week we got to break down Church Take Me Back, and we actually did it differently where we pre-recorded it, and you got to see what it looks like with us in the studio and recording the live services and everything that goes into recording pre-recording the video part. But I think we want to go back to doing it live. So.
Where are you going with your microphone,
You can't put your mic out that far.
Can.
What are you doing?
I forgot. All right, cut. I'm playing
I'm
guitar on
that
this.
in.
I was getting ready to throw it out on the cajon.
No,
I don't know why. That's exactly what I was moving this on. Like, you know what? I'm going to play
We sat
guitar.
and watched you put the chords down on your chart.
Gosh. My brain is just thinking about playing the cajon.
This guy's getting ready to throw down.
I'm going to stand up and jam.
Oh my gosh. Let me hand you this.
Thank you. And let me grab my pick. Okay.
They're stacked. What were you going to sit down on?
I was going to put one down on the floor. That's why I was moving it out. Okay, we're back.
I'm leaving all that in.
Thanks. Ready.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Brother, I haven't eaten all day. I reach into my pocket and think that this 20 is too much to pay. Oh Lord, I swear my intentions are pure, though my deeds are yet to unfold. All tomorrow I'll help for sure, but today I'll hold on to my stopping the road with an engine that's broken down. I slow down thinking I should help, but I'm late to my meeting downtown. Oh yeah, oh Lord, I swear my intentions are pure, though my deeds are yet to unfold. All tomorrow I'll help for sure,
Beautiful song.
Amen. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Beautiful song.
Thank you.
I really love how it ties into what we're talking about today. It's really important. So we want to thank Chris Wright again for being with us today, our first guest on here. We wanted to thank you for watching our 4th episode.
Yeah.
Crazy. We're already at 4. We want you to reach out to us. We want to talk to you guys. Send us questions. You can email us at rachel@christumc.org. If you haven't seen our 1st through 3rd episodes, you can find us on YouTube at Spire Sessions, on the Facebook page for Christ Church United Methodist, on the Instagram page, Christ UMC, and on Spotify as Spire Sessions.
Wow.
Thank you all for joining, and
We hope to see you next week.
Woot.
I haven't said that at all.
Nobody knows that.
Nobody knows my woot. If you get Sethers on the back of your shirt, I want woot on the back of mine.
I'll put swoot on mine.
That'd be cool.
You get woot and you get swoot. What do I get?
Global pandemic.
Yes! Yes!
In this global pandemic.
And it's going to be pan-dem-ek.
DEM in big letters.
Everything is different capital lowercase letters.
Don't you guys understand we're in a global
Pandemic.